Good evening. The superintendent of the Liverpool School District was not willing to let anyone but parents into a Meet the Principal event tonight at Elmcrest Elementary. That's where parents have come forward with allegations that a teacher abused students on 4 different occasions, resulting in police at the school 2 weeks ago and the naming of a new principal. Beforehand, the superintendent emailed NewsChannel 9 about tonight's event, saying, quote, "The event is limited to the parents of students that attend Elmcrest Elementary and is not open to the media or the general public. The district will not be participating in any interviews regarding this event or the investigation. We value the privacy of the individuals involved in the process." That's not stopping parents from telling us what happened. NewsChannel 9's Kendra Brodus sits down with the dad who in part called for this type of meeting.
John Salazzo did 2 things after tonight's meeting at Elmcrest Elementary: tuck his kindergartner into bed, then share his thoughts with NewsChannel 9 about what's been going on in his daughter's school.
Everything felt like a shock. Every time a new piece of information came out, it felt like a shock.
He's talking about the allegations an Elmcrest teacher abused students 4 times.
Having the conversation with my daughter that if an adult hits you or touches you, tell mom and dad right away, we'll protect you, we'll take care of you. That was not the question, that was not the conversation I thought I was going to have with my daughter her first year at school.
The day after police were at the school, the principal his daughter loved was gone. Tonight's meeting was designed to introduce the new one, but parents wanted to hear more.
No, they didn't really get into it. With the investigation, and I think a lot of us came into it understanding that with legal requirements that there were going to be limits to what they could say. So they didn't really share much.
Still, he feels the Meet the Principal meeting served its purpose and to some extent eased worries about the transition. Parents were promised more information in the future.
Questions about security, questions about resources. I think there's a lot more that could be said. I think there's a lot more that could have been done. I'm hoping for better communication process.
Is he satisfied now? He has to sleep on it. In Syracuse, Kendra Brodus, NewsChannel 9.
The accused teacher is suspended as the sheriff's office investigates the allegations. Tonight, people